Yes. Welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's the Dark Mark Show and Dark Mark the Goth Comedian. It's your Thursday night freak show. Tanya's laughing already, and we're all laughing already.
I'm loving the camera.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure you are. You know how to work it too. We're talking about that because I've been researching a lot about all three of you this week. Yes, and I do have some naughty gifts. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Why do you say it in the same sentence? Did you find my porn tape? Why did you just get quiet? Did I just stump you? No, ladies and gentlemen, he's texting. Bad.
No comment. No, I'm tweeting that the show is about to begin.
Are you mad that he found the porn tape, or are you mad that he found it in the couch cushion?
No, I'm mad that someone else hashtagged my name, and it's not really me.
Oh. Anyway.
It's not me.
Hey, hey, now we've got a full show.
Hey.
Okay. Well,
sit down. Stop looking at me like I'm going to give you a demerit. You know you're late. You know you're an adult. Just sit down. Just sit down.
She was 2 minutes late. Now.
And there's nobody at the door.
No, I know. They don't. Yeah, the security guard's supposed to be there till 8, and he leaves about 7:35. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of the schedule. You got your water there. That's for you.
Oh, he's here.
Anyway, so I was gonna.
I haven't seen you so long.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that anyway.
Let's talk about it.
No, we got a little show to do. Anyway, so it's the Dark Mark Show. If you were tuning in to see Nicole Six, my usual co-host, unfortunately, she's not here. She actually went to a video shoot, and then they overbooked, so she's like, I think I can get there. There's no lift where she's at, so she took the bus home. But please, go to Nicole6.com, go to Amazon.com, and get her book, Some Fucked Up Shit. I was just reading some fucked up shit on the train, and she's a very good horror writer. I was reading a couple stories, real crazy twist endings. You'll love it. I've got goosebumps just reading this. So get some fucked up shit.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever dined with any of you three ladies. By the way, we have three beautiful comedians. I didn't introduce you yet. I'm so flustered. Tuesday Thomas, the producer of the Freak Show at the Clown House, her one woman show, Ordinary World, a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
she did a movie with Zac Efron. She's been hanging out with NWA, a lot of stuff.
Got the Cap for Cutie last week.
We're going to talk about that. I saw that. Right next to you, she hangs out with rock stars too, and she used to be a rock star, and now she's a comedian, and as well as a radio host, Repo Radio. All you know her, you love her. Bless you. That's Tania Estrada.
Yay!
And at the end, she's a blogger, she's a writer, she's a comedian. She's wonderful, she's funny, she's beautiful, as all three of you are. I just mentioned it to her. Yeah.
Thanks.
She writes for IFC. She does comedy. She does all sorts of stuff. She blogs. People go on dates with her and they blog about it. Nikki Wantz.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
I've been wanting to have all three of you at some point, and I thought that I was going to book you with like our usual crazy drag queens and doms and fetish people and all sorts of stuff. But what happened was Nicole Six couldn't make it this week, so I said, well, one smart and funny woman's not going to be here. Let's pack the studio with three. Have a girls' night out. It's going to be fun. Now, are any three of you vegan?
I used to be for health reasons. I had to be.
Right.
And it just annoyed the shit out of me.
Right. Tanya, vegan?
Only for calorie reasons sometimes. Other than that, I really don't care.
Okay.
I was for 3 years.
Well, whether you're vegan or not.
That's over, though.
I eat meat.
Well, whether you're vegan or not, go to Doomy's Home Cooking. That's one of our sponsors. They're at right by the M Bar and I always mess up the address, and that's why I'm looking on the website. I should have this memorized by now. 1253 Vine Street, Los Angeles, California, right next to the M Bar, or what used to be the M Bar. The nachos at Doomy's Home Cooking voted one of the 10 best nachos in L.A., the only one without meat. They have Philly cheesesteaks, pulled pork, fried chicken, all vegan, and you would never know it. They have a Big Mac on the secret menu. Doomy's Home Cooking, DOOMIES.
Sold.
I had it last
Totally
time.
sold on
I
that.
could barely finish it. It was that, and I have an appetite. It was that big. It was that yummy. Shrimp scampi, vegan.
What?
Chicken fried steak, vegan. Jenny will back me up. You wouldn't even know it's vegan. It's amazing.
It's really, really good.
Okay, you're talking all this food to three ladies who probably were all on diets because we're in Hollywood. Are you going to give us something to eat, or are you going to just keep torturing us?
He's
Let's
come
down to donut or something.
I thought he was going to throw some nuts at us.
I got you some water. So Doobie's Home Cooking. It's wonderful. So if you're ever in Hollywood, and they're open till 3:00 on Friday and Saturday. So after the bars, just go there for late night eats. Don't go to Denny's crap. Go to Doomies. Doomies.
Is the line out the door at that place?
No. It's always busy, but I've never not been able to get a seat.
Really? Okay, I'm down.
Okay.
That sounds good.
That sounds really good.
Also, go to our other sponsor, Audible.com.
I love Audibles. I'm addicted.
Oh, I love Audible.com too. I'm putting in female comedians, and look at this: the female brain, tales of. There's nothing about. Okay, yes, sir. Erotic tales of female submission, female domination. I don't know how this came up with this list. I know they do have Chelsea Handler. They have Amy Poehler. They have Carlin Classic Gold, which I paid $20 for a long time ago when they had CDs. Free. Go to darkmarkshow.com. Click on the Audible button right next to my smiling face. Okay. And you get a free audiobook, whatever you want. Stephen King books, whatever. If you Da Vinci Code, 50 Shades of Grey, whatever you want. Listen to it in the car. Here, there's, At Her Feet, Powering Your Femdom Relationship, Tips and Ideas and Wisdom from a Longtime Female Dominant Couple. 8 hours and 50 minutes of pure smut. Sasha Grey was on the show. She wrote a novel.
All right, you don't have to sell it to me, because if you start going on to timeshares right now.
Well, let's move on. Go to darkmarkshow.com. You get a free audiobook and a free 30-day trial. Also, our new sponsor, adamandeve.com. I will be posting tomorrow, I'll be posting tomorrow a special deal. There's one every week for adamandeve.com. I posted one last week. You can still get it. It's on Facebook.
Hashtag anal beads. Anal beads.
If you go to our Facebook page, the Dark Mark Show Facebook page, which you can get through Facebook, through darkmarkshow.com, we have 50% off anything.
Really?
I'm
like, I just thought, yay!
But please use the link.
Nikki's already scrolling on Safari on her phone.
Please use the link. Please use the link I posted. It's on our Twitter. It's on our Facebook page. And also, we are sponsored by AdamMail.com, the #1 gay sex toy store on the internet. We will be posting an Adam Mail. Why did it go quiet?
Hashtag elbow grease.
Elbow grease. Anal beads. Anal beads.
I was trying to figure out why.
I mean,
I don't know what the difference is between anal beads you get in one place.
That's what I was just thinking. That's why I went quieter. Like the dildo's bigger.
Apparently so. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't research it.
That's for sure.
I didn't research it. Not necessarily. I don't know. And also, before we get going, I have to say, next week I'm going to be performing as part of the Hollywood Fringe Festival. Ooh. My new one-man show, Blue Balls Noel.
Oh.
And it will be at the Complex Theater Saturday, June 13th at 8:30. Friday, June 19th at 7:30. I'm reading this off a computer too. And Friday, June 26th at 10:30. If you go to hollywoodfringe.org, you can check out the show, check out what it's all about. Also, if you put in the coupon code GOTH, well, any of you, if you want to bring you and your friends, you're comped. You came on my show. But those that have not come on my show, put in the coupon code GOTH.
Nah. You guys got to pay.
Exactly. $5 tickets. They're 12 at the door. Blue Balls Noel, my last one-man show, was hailed. Fresh and unexpectedly touching by Backstage Magazine, a first-rate comic who happens to have a goth persona. Go, Paul Burchill from the LA Weekly. This is all new, all fresh, all dirty.
Yay.
And Tuesday, you've actually seen a couple of the portions of the show so far, because Tuesday does a show at the Clown House. It's I've done some storytelling there, so I told
and comedy.
Yeah. But my storytelling was about jail and heartbreak, which don't we all know about? But,
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Tuesday, Thomas. I met all three of you fairly recently at really bad bar gigs. I met Tuesday Thomas at the
Springbok.
No. It was Universal Bar and Grill.
Yes, on one of those Sunday night.
I think it was a crispy comedy show.
Crispy comedy show.
And I was
one of the marathons.
There, right. So I was sitting there or it might have been the night of the 100 comics. I don't know. But I was sitting there like, I heard the same comics, the same thing, blah, 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 blah. You come on. I was like, that. And I was like, she knows what she's doing. She's a pro.
Well, thank you.
She's very funny. She had the material down. Now, you were born in New York? Is that correct?
I was born in New York.
Where in New York?
In the city.
Okay, so
born in the city in Manhattan. Okay. Well, we lived in Red Hook, when
New York people was like, hey, New York's a big place.
It's funny, the accent thing comes, and it kind of sounds really shitty of me to say, but it's lack of education. So I had a good education, I was lucky enough to have that. You don't really have that kind of accent, but I remember being like walking over a dead body at 12 on the street. New York was a place then, it was the most dangerous city in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And it was bankrupt. It was crap. The East Village was burnt out. It was like, when you see Fallujah, pictures of Fallujah and all that now,
right.
That's what the East Village looked like.
Right. Before
rubble.
The gentrification, and now everybody's
rubble.
Like, yeah.
People were running in there and squatting, and we had I don't know if you remember Juicy Juice. You know what Juicy Juice is?
The juice box.
Okay, it's a juice box. But it used to be in this little plastic. It looked like a little barrel.
Right,
a couple inches high.
Right.
And there was Juicy Juice bottles full of water, like every so often in the East Village. And what they were was for the junkies to come run out and, draw from and go back into wherever they were. And they were just left out clean water for it because...
So it's like junkie juice.
Yeah, junkie juice.
So that was your childhood.
Yeah, kick one out, kick one over, and boy, there was hell to pay.
Right.
Come out of the woodwork. Because they're like in these abandoned buildings that have no water or anything. They need water, so
fill up some. And who knows where they got that water
exactly
from. If it was even water.
But it was kind of heart-rendering, kind of touching that they all looked out for each other and just left the water every so often and weren't greedy about it. Let's all have water. Why can't California be that way now? Let's all have water.
But don't drink it. Put it in your needles.
Right.
Nikki seems to have a comment on this. Do you or no?
Oh, what about junkies?
No, I don't know. You were like, what you
about
like
water? Well, I'm just like those were just, I guess, just such simpler times when we actually took care of each other.
Yeah.
Like
junkies
anymore,
took
just
care
like
of each other.
Junkies taking care of each other. Now it's just like you see it. Dead body. I think
because we're nostalgic for people squatting on the street. We are in downtown LA, so
I really am.
That brings you to the point. Like where I grew up, wherever you grow up, I think that you really think that the whole world is like that.
Right.
So when you leave your area, things that you're not used to is what's surprising to you.
And when did you?
And that's why nothing surprises me.
Why did you leave your area?
Well, I left a few times. I was well traveled.
Right.
It just got too cold there.
Right.
It just got too cold, but. I go to different areas and I hear of people, like when I moved to LA, people are like, oh my God, I was like downtown LA and in the bums and I was over near the fashion district in Skid Row. And I'm like, so I'm thinking, okay, well, there's something for me to watch out for if I go over there. And I go over there and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? This is easy.
And by the way, who are you talking to? Katharine Hepburn? What was that? Junkies and I don't know, it's downtown Skid Row.
Well, that's how you hear that. They're just so white. They're just so white.
They're just fucking white people.
They're just
white
so, yeah.
What I can't get over is that whole awful Fallujah picture you painted, and yet you're blonde. Like you came out blonde, so like everything's okay now.
I walked through Harlem. I had friends in Harlem, and I remember walking through Harlem, at 21 years old with the big butt I have and blonde hair, and just thinking nothing. You don't know. You're so used to it, you don't think you're in danger. Looking back on it nowadays, I was like, I could have got killed. I could have been dead. I could have been a statistic. Why would I do that? But you just...
Somebody could have motorboated your ass. Who knows what could happen?
I lived in New York City, though, for 8 years. And, I lived on the Lower East Side. Then I lived on the Upper East Side. But I used to get my fake hair. I used to wear a lot of fake hair. And I would get it in Harlem.
Yeah.
And I'm 20. I was, 18...
I'm picturing you with a weave right now. It's not pretty. I would
wear all this fake, 60s, bouffant, big hair.
Yeah.
I just like big hair. I still love big hair.
Right.
But the guys would holler at me because of my booty. They're like, Psst, Snow White. Snow White, let me get at you. Let me get at you, Snow White. I'm like, he bless me? I'm like, oh, not today.
I always like the comments.
I'm here for the chicken and the hair. And
where
get
that
my-
white
get
girl
my
get
nails
that?
done.
They'd be like, where did that white girl get that
Yeah.
juicy ass? The
Oh,
first
wait a
time I
minute.
heard juicy ass, I was like, oh my God, do I need to go wipe that? It's the most disgusting
Well,
thing I've ever heard in
especially
my
after
life.
the juice box story that you just told.
I mean, this
Who
is
knows
before
what's in your
J-Lo,
ass?
too. Just before J-Lo got big, and everybody was like, oh, where'd that white girl get that big ass? Now, and then after J-Lo, they're like, ooh, she in style.
And then it went out of style, and then Kardashian brought it back into style. I like a juicy ass. And that brings me to our next guest, Tania Estrada. Tania, the first time I met you was at, I believe, the Little Rock. A show that our friends Ryan Talmo and Big Mike co-produced, which is an ironic coupling, but I'll leave it there. And same thing. You came up there. I was like, well, first off, all three of you, when I saw you, I was like, wow, hot. But I mean, there's a lot of beautiful females doing comedy. Well, everybody's doing fucking comedy. My dry cleaner does comedy. But you came on. You had skills. I mean, it was like it was a night where there wasn't a big crowd, but you were good.
Thank you.
But that wasn't the first time I actually saw you, because you used to be the guitar player for the goth band Ophelia Rising.
Yes. So
Go ahead.
did you recognize me when you saw me in comedy?
Not at all, because I remember like second or third time I talked to you. You mentioned it, and I was like, holy shit! Way back in 2003, I happened to be at Bar Sinister, and Ophelia Rising was playing, and Ophelia Rising was a terrific band. And their big thing was they would throw cupcakes at the crowd at the end, right?
Yes.
And I got a lot of cupcakes, and just so Tuesday and Nikki, and our viewing and listening audience, this is a little taste of Ophelia Rising. This is from the Marilyn Manson tribute album. This is you on guitar, doing "Speed of Pain."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
I've been corrected. Tania Estrada did not play on that particular track, but you played with that band.
Yeah, that was the band that I was in, Ophelia Rising. I was the
hear
guitar
you.
player.
Oh,
I was the guitar player.
But that particular song,
I didn't play guitar on that. No.
Right. Were you already out of the band by that time? Or?
No, the band had done that particular track by the time that I joined. That was one of the releases that was out. And then that's when we did our EP, Acknowledge That You're a Part of the System.
My girlfriend has that in the Ophelia Rising shirt. I don't know if she still
Yeah,
has it.
it's funny. That's cool.
But my girlfriend at the time, not now. But I'm single, ladies. But,
Yes.
I was so you were 19 when you joined Ophelia Rising?
I was 21, 22.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm 37
you were a young
now.
one. Yeah, you were a youngin'. Mm-hmm. And but you've always played guitar? Or?
I played guitar, so I had my rock star wings. By the time I was 23, I was considered a rock star. And you know the kind of band that it was. It was a Marilyn Manson backed band. We were the female Marilyn Manson meets Victoria's Secret along with Betty Crocker.
Right.
And I, there was clubs that would ban us because we would just fuck everything up with those cupcakes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so funny, but we didn't care, and the way that everything was a theatrics. It was really one of the last girl bands that really was out there that was very popular.
Right.
And then, the reason nobody remembered me, I know, is because I was 250 pounds back then playing guitar.
Out.
No.
Yeah, I was huge. I was really, really big. And I was like maybe between 2 and 250, but how gothic girls are. Like, we're really good at hiding our weight, right? Because we just wear
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, you just wear a what is it, like a potato sack, and you put a rope around it, and you're gothic.
Yeah.
So
as long as it's black, and you got the black lipstick.
Well, honestly, that's why I was drawn to the goth scene because first off, I'm colorblind and I'm overweight, so filter rich Rolling Stone. But also the girls, bigger girls are fetishized.
Yes,
And
they are.
I like a bigger girl. I like a curvy woman.
Yes, so gothic worked for me, and then the whole corset thing worked good too.
Right.
Because I've always had a small waist, even though I was big. It was my humongous butt that carried all the weight back then. I'm Colombian. That's how we carry it.
Apparently, this is the humongous butt show. But,
Yeah.
It is.
Italian over here, we carry it back there
Italian.
too.
Cute.
I'm
Sir
Irish
Mix-a-Lot.
Italian.
Irish
Yeah.
Italian.
I know. I was just thinking that.
So you were born in L.A.?
I was born in LA, right here on Hope and 14th at California Hospital.
Oh,
Yes.
wow! They should hold a shrine for you.
Maybe I should go there.
Erect a statue or something.
They should.
If they don't, we'll just go throw cupcakes at that building.
Exactly.
So they
Do you have any strange junkie stories from growing up in downtown LA, or you didn't grow up in downtown LA, or did you?
I grew up in LA in Olympic and Harvard, which is where kind of the riots started a few years later.
Of
But
course.
I moved in '89.
Right.
My parents moved me to La Puente because I was about to transfer over to middle school, which was John Burroughs, which was like where all the gangs were.
Nice.
And by then, my parents were already actually using another address to take me to Koreatown, so I wouldn't go. And I was going to Korean school, like infiltrated and protected in Koreans. It was funny.
Right.
So I survived all the murdering that was going on with all the Salvadorians that were coming over like in the late 70s, early 80s.
Wow.
That was all through my neighborhood. You know what? They were just basically killing anyone just to prove that they were there and it was their neighborhood. So
Right.
my parents boned out at the right time. And they're like, we got to get away from all these cholos. So then they found a house in La Puente. But they didn't know that all the cholos had gotten scared first and left already and moved to La Puente. So yeah.
But those are cholos you can live with.
Define live with.
You're still alive.
I am, but like I didn't hang out with cholos. I wasn't really, even then in La Puente, like I was still like a rocker chick. I was always a rocker chick,
Right.
but growing up there, I learned a lot of cholo elements. And
Right.
unfortunately, even the accent in my voice, I hear it as I'm talking. It's so La Puente. Like everybody's like, "Are you Mexican?" I'm like, "No,
Right.
I'm just from La Puente."
Oh, and you hate that, don't you? You must. Because you hate that, don't you? You must. Because every Latin person, if you fuck up their country, they
I'm
hate
like,
you.
no, I'm not even. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm Colombian.
Right.
I'm like, not even.
And I think I've seen you
Mexican-y.
go off on somebody when they're like, "Oh, you
That it's the
troll like a
same
Mexican."
thing. Yeah, Mexican,
Yeah, that's the
Colombian,
same
it's the same thing. I'm like, Mark, hold my purse. Hold my purse.
That's something I heard in New York. Somebody hold my baby while I cut her.
And I gladly will, and then I'll go through it. But yes, you got a lovely vibrator collection in there. But
Yeah, but no junkie story like per se. I was actually very well protected.
you've become friends with Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, that was actually very weird how that happened. I was like maybe
Well, we're all about weird, so please.
ready to hear for you.
I want to hear the weird story about Marilyn Manson.
This is just weird how this just happened. Like,
How is Brian these days?
he's great. He just left, or I believe earlier this week to go back on tour.
Right.
He's going to be gone through June in Europe, and then he comes back in July. I think he's going to play all the Southern California shows. But
So what's the weird story? How did you meet Marilyn Manson?
it was just kind of what happened, like a little girl that dreams, kind of thing. And it was just odd. I've always read books on different things, and they always said, like, if you really wanted something and you really wanted to wish for it, to write it down on a piece of paper and tuck it under your mattress.
Right.
So this is so weird, you guys. I feel like a total creeper right now. I feel like a creep fuck right now. So I
Creepy's
wrote,
the name of the show.
creepy fuck right here. So I got a piece of paper and I wrote and I said, I wish that one day I would be best friends with Marilyn Manson and hang out and he would laugh at my jokes. And we would laugh.
Wait, when was this?
I was like 15.
Okay, good.
How many years did it take to come true?
Well, I was playing in that band by the time I was like 21, 22. So I was
That's
like
7
within
years.
the circle, within 7 years, I was within the circle of trust. But I never really kind of went around or hung out. Like I did like in a group, like certain
Right.
events, but not regularly. And then he started prank calling my house in 2007, I think it was, because he was hanging out with Lexa.
Who's
So
the
they
lead
would-
singer of Ophelia Rising?
Yeah, so they would call, like, Tanya can't come over because she's married and stuck at the house, but we could prank call. So they would prank call, but I never really came out. But then...
No, wait a second. Now, what does a Marilyn Manson prank call sound like? I got to hear this. What would he do? Is it the Prince Albert in the can? Did he do... what did he do?
I don't even remember. It was just kind of stupid. I think
Did he
it
order
was...
pizzas to your house? I mean, what kind of prank
it
calls
wasn't
did he do?
nothing, no, just being dumb.
Right.
Like, I can't even really just... You'd have to ask Lexa. She knows
Right.
every single Marilyn Manson
I
story
love to have Lex on
ever.
the show. Tell her to come on.
You tell her.
All right, well, you know her. I don't.
I do.
Go tonight and write on your pillow.
I want to hang out with Lex. I
and
want
in
her on the
7
show.
years, it'll happen.
You should just
Mark.
bring
That's
her
how it
on.
works.
I'll hit her up. I haven't talked to her in a while because I've been...
No, I'll
very busy,
research,
but-
I'll research it.
Yeah, hit her up. She'd love to come on. She's got a bunch of stuff going
Right.
on,
Right.
and
Well,
she can talk to you
I'm
about
just
it.
picturing Marilyn Manson. Hello, is Tanya there?
She'll tell you. Ask her the story. She knows it better.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I smoke a lot of weed. I don't.
Yeah.
Is your refrigerator
Right.
running?
Yeah.
I was just about to say
Hey,
that.
what do you say there, jerky? I mean, what was he doing?
No. Ask her. Those memories are replaced more by what's
So
where
how
I'm
did you
at
actually
now.
meet him and start hanging out with him?
In 2011, I think it was, Nick Kushner had his show, that blood drawing show over at Servitude. Remember
Right,
Servitude Studio?
right.
So he was there. Manson showed up. I was there, and I'd been hanging out with everyone, on a regular basis. And we talked for a second. He was really nice. And I don't know, maybe it was about a month later, he called me up on a random Sunday afternoon and asked
Right.
if I wanted to come over and listen to the new album and tell him what I thought. I think it was High End of Low. It was High End of Low.
Right.
And so
Did you tell him it sucked?
no, it was awesome.
Oh.
And then the cool thing, because like since I've been playing music for so long, I have a
Hey,
really good
everybody's got an
ear.
opinion. Yeah, go ahead.
So I told him my suggestion, how I thought the track should come out in order or be released.
That's great.
And he released it like that. It was so cool, like that first song. So that was amazing. And, I was there. I stayed for about an hour and a half, and I said, I got to go. I got to get to Target. You have a good night. Thanks for
Right.
having me over.
She
I
was
went home.
Marilyn Manson.
From Manson
says,
to
I gotta go to
Target.
I had
Target.
to, I had to.
You
I had to
need-
get some stuff. Yeah, it was that time. Yeah, I had to get some stuff.
that's Target
Yeah,
run,
do I
yeah.
have to say why?
Yeah,
Like, I gotta go. Do I?
That's kind of Target run. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. Nikki doesn't menstruate, but we're talking about Nikki Wantz here. No, you menstruate, don't you?
No, actually.
Okay.
I haven't had a period since 2009, maybe.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I'm on that birth control.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Depo-Provera.
I was just kidding. You actually don't menstruate. Interesting.
I know, it's the
Right.
best thing ever.
I don't know.
And I'm not even getting laid now, but I'm like on it, so I just don't get these mind-altering cramps that kill you.
Well, then I might not have to. Anyway. So
Hey.
when I met Nikki Wantz, I met you all at Bally Weird Bargains. It was Billy Matz had some show at some bar, Kelly's Bar, and you were hosting. And
Oh, yeah, that's where we
that's
met.
how we met. This was like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
so that's why I met, and it was like, and and then like a week later, we were both on the A Comic's Life.
I think it was longer than that.
It was,
that story.
I don't want to talk about it. Archive it on that show. This is the show where we have comedians on. We don't talk about comedy. But you.
We can talk about S&M and shit, because I used
we're
to be a
going
dom,
we're
you
going,
know?
oh, really? Now we're talking. Okay.
And I
so-
used to have a slave. So
Oh, really? Okay. So, by the way, that's I did
I have
get,
jokes about it. I'm going to start. I used to be a phone sex operator,
Right,
but
right.
I
I
quit
did
that too.
I used to do phone sex.
I
When
gotta
you used
stick
to
for
do
everybody.
phone sex, did you do the little tricks, like our little tricks where we take our lip gloss and we unscrew it and we take it and, rub the wand back in, and it would make that blowjob sound that...
Wait. So what?
I would just do it with
This
my
is gonna
hand,
hurt.
with my lip, with my mouth. But I would just.
Well, let's hear your blowjob sound. What was that? I don't know. Somebody give you a
I can't remember. I
tic-tac?
was
don't know
18 years
what that
old.
was. Okay.
I was
Well, you said
Let's hear
18.
your blowjob sound.
Well, I don't have a
You
lip
take a
gloss,
lip-
so we take
yeah.
a lip gloss. Do you have one in there?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me give me
Okay.
the lip gloss.
That's for you.
Is that a lip gloss?
That's lip gloss. Okay, so you have a choice, the two of you.
Well, no, this is not lip gloss.
Okay,
this
I don't know what that is. I don't know what
Lip
that
gloss has the wand in it, and it would make. Okay, maybe I can make this.
Oh yeah, but we
So
didn't even.
you would take it out, and there's the gloss in it. You know, it has the wand with the little foam on the end.
Right.
So you would put it in there, and you would just keep going back and forth, and it would make this sound.
I mean, that would make sense. I mean,
How about
no,
you
and I
just
never
do it
heard
with your mouth and you leave the lip gloss alone?
Right.
Well, you're sitting there, and you've got like I had a whole keyboard in front of me because we had 17 lines. You never knew what was going to come up.
You never knew.
There was 30 girls in the office.
So you've done this too.
You know, and so whatever came up, you had your little tools right
But
there
not
to
long.
do. Because how many times a day can you just go? You're going to run out of space.
No,
So
but
what
it's
did
like,
you-
we would know. What they would get into, we were not allowed to talk about anything like underage stuff or anything
Right.
that was risque, and it would be. I didn't do it
Well,
for that
risque.
long.
Well, I mean, it's all risque.
Not
Incest.
risque, but like too like
Bestiality,
Bestiality,
shit
shit
like
like
couldn't
that.
talk about incest and
Incest.
underage.
You were
Underage
both
stuff.
phone sex operators. I was
You're
wondering
between
where
two
this
phone sex
conversation
operators.
just went.
Okay.
Oh my
These
god!
two are
I did
both phone
it.
sex operators.
I
Let
can't.
me control the show.
I did it only for. I didn't do it that long, a few months, because I kept having like a conscience. I was like, well, where's your wife? You know, and he's like, what?
Right.
Like,
Oh, girl, they used to ask us where the office was, and we'd give them a P.O. box, and they'd send us gifts.
yeah, this woman.
Oh, speaking of that, you have a choice of gifts since I gave you the whatever that was. It's not lip gloss or whatever. Do you want Hustler Love Slick Vaseline or lubricant or anal bleach?
Lubricant.
No, you got that. That's yours.
Oh, I don't want this. No, just thank
Okay,
you, Mark.
Okay.
You know what? I want to see if that anal bleach
You
works.
get the anal bleach.
Then I want the
just
lube.
want
I
to.
would.
Get the lube.
I've done that.
We
I've
all know
actually
I'm not pink. Just
I love
Okay, so wait a second. Now,
I was an esthetician, and I used to actually
Bleach-
perform that on people.
Well, we're going to talk. We'll talk about that in a second.
And what about my slave?
Nikki, you were a dom.
I was, and
And
then
when was this?
this was when I was 18, 19, 20.
Were you in L.A. or New York?
It was
Or-
in New York.
New York, okay, because
And
that
then-
seems to be a popular job in New York.
It was really.
That's where I was.
Yeah, when I did it, and then I had a slave that I would just. He paid me,
Right.
and he cleaned my house. And that's what he would do. He was a
I'm
t-shirt
sure he
by
did more
day.
than that.
No, he never did anything more than that. Absolutely not.
So that was it. He'd just clean your house. I mean, you would beat him and shit, right?
Yeah, I beat him, and he would wear this contraption on his dick,
Oh, a ball
And-
spreader or what?
naked. Like it would wear. No, it wasn't a ball sweater. It was like it was homemade. He made it himself, and it looked like
Wait,
spike, like a spiky, but it was like it looked
was it spiked on the inside or the outside?
outside. But he
Ow.
would have like this, and it would keep it. I guess maybe his dick hard. I don't know. And I never really he had a big dick too, and I never touched it because he was just gross. But he gave me a massage once, and it was amazing. I like slid off my chair. I was like, holy shit.
That's
And he had a big dick, but I was like, this man is too fucked up.
Now, what was fucked up about him? Was he too old? I'm trying to figure it out. He had a big dick and he gives you a great
He ate
massage.
cat litter.
It sounds like
I'm
me.
sorry.
The power of the
Do you-
big dick, ladies.
It
Did you
really
just hear that?
is
Right?
the
Like,
power
oh my
of the
god,
big
he's got a
dick.
big dick, but man, come on, how fucked up
No,
am I?
no, so wait a second.
No, exactly.
You were making me kitty litter?
He just ate my kitty litter. Like, am I gonna fucking fuck a guy that just ate my kitty litter?
Yeah.
No.
This was.
I'm not fucking gonna let him kiss
Don't
my
pound the
mouth
table,
with
Tanya.
that.
That would trump.
No,
That
was
Yeah.
that your request or he just
No,
let you do
he
it?
did it, and then I was like, "No, you cannot eat that. Like, you're gonna go to the hospital.
Clean kitty
You could
litter,
die from that. No, like cat shit.
I
Did
love
He
you-
would eat the clumps?
I
He
love
ate a
Nikki
clump.
telling her slave, "You cannot do that. You will go to the hospital."
Well,
the
I'd
mother
take you to the
comes out.
hospital.
The mother comes out. in there.
Right.
But he ate cigarette
Excuse me.
butts.
Yeah, don't eat shit.
Or cigarette butts.
I'd take you to the hospital.
I
Eat
know.
cigarette
I
butts.
mean, not even my pussy. I'm not even gonna eat that. Am I allowed to talk that way on this show?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's,
you just
the show just started. Go right ahead.
I was just like talking about licking.
Yeah, say whatever you want. It's whatever. It's my show. I told you, it's a little different.
Well, I brought a friend of mine over because he didn't believe me, and then he was washing my bathroom, and I said, "Just beat him with the broom," and I gave him a broom. No, this is the same slave. This is my friend, and he was like,
So how did you meet Mr. Kitty Litter?
He on AOL chat.
Oh, those are the days.
Those were the fucking days.
Fucking prodigy.
So how did you mean it? Was there like a AOL Instant Messenger that said ASL? Can I eat your kitty litter?
No, and his name was Pet Rock.
Pet Rock.
And I guess there was a picture. I don't know. I was in some for Pet fucking Rock. I'm not kidding. That was his name on the AOL chat.
What was your name?
Prowl and Pounce.
Of course
it was. Prowl and Pounce.
Prowl and Pounce. That's your Instagram name, right?
It used to be. Now it's You Look Awful. That's wait, no, I think I changed. I think I just changed it to Nikki Wantz. Hell yeah. But that's.
So wait a second. So this guy, so you met him on AOL. Mm-hmm. Were you already doing some Dom stuff or not?
I was doing a little Dom stuff.
Right.
And then I was doing, because I had a friend of mine that was doing Dom stuff, so I did stuff with her.
Right.
And started learning that stuff. And then, I did it before when I was in high school a little bit in D.C.
Who didn't?
Right.
No, you were in D.C.? You lived in D.C.
I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
No, that's where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So you did a little Dom, any senators?
I was always one guy that I had just like Little Red Riding Hood and feed crayons.
Oh, that's great. Was that a senator or is that...
Yeah, I don't know, but they were like, he's very powerful, but I didn't know. And I'm 16. I'm like 16, 17
How much did you get paid for that? How long did it take?
$350.
For an hour?
No, it was it was almost an hour.
But here's the question.
It's not enough.
But
no, I've given a blowjob. I've given, not a blowjob. Never given a blowjob. But I have given a handy for $450.
Let me see what I have in my...
I'm like, it took...
I want to know about the crayons, though. Like, okay.
Did you have to buy the crayons?
They were there. They was there. Like,
did he beg for certain colors? Did he like certain colors?
I've got a 5.
No, sorry.
Oh, you meant 400.
I won't even. I wouldn't even let you sniff any part of my body for $5.
You said $450.
But he's a friend.
There's nothing wrong with helping a buddy out. There's nothing wrong with that.
This joke went over everybody's fucking head.
Sniff it. Just let him touch it.
This joke went over everybody's head. You said $450. I pulled out a 5.
No, it didn't go over our head. We ignored it.
I got it. No, we just.
So
you can't joke around about money.
Crayon guy. No. Don't bang on the table. You all can spank me at the end of the show. So crayon guy. So it's $350 for him to eat crayon.
Yeah, it was $350. And I sat on my just like Little Red Riding Hood. I was like just reading a story, a fairy tale. Like it was reading Little Red Riding Hood.
Did he have the outfit?
No, he wasn't wearing anything. I was in the outfit.
Oh, okay.
I was in Little Red Riding Hood.
You had the Little Red Riding Hood outfit. And he was naked and eating crayons, and you're like...
I just sat on top of him like he was on all fours, like I was feeding him.
Oh, those were the days.
Those were the days, right?
Right.
And then when I gave a hand job, I looked at an apartment off Craigslist, and then the guy offered me $450 to give him a hand job, not a blow job. I didn't do that, but I did do that. I did give a hand job for that.
Because I'm looking for a place, so I don't know how much that's going to cost.
And it literally was like $50. I was like, that's the easiest money I've ever made. In my life. And I was like, there's nothing that I could get from that. I don't care. Judge me all you want. It's fine.
I judge nobody here. We're substance without judgment, as my co-host likes to say. Mm-hmm. But I got to go back because you said, speaking of hard work, that you had bleached people's assholes.
Yeah. I waxed cooters and crotches and pulled the hair out from the nether regions.
Now,
bleached buttholes.
Is this part of the Dom? Were you a Dom?
No. This was my regular job as an esthetician for many years.
Okay. Yeah. So what is the before and after a bleach asshole? I don't even know.
Yeah, what is that like? Like, does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt. It's just
really?
It's basically hydroquinone, which is the bleaching agent which Michael Jackson used.
Do you like use a funnel, or I mean, how do you get?
No, you just take a little brush and you paint it on, and they hold their butt. They stretch it out. It's like when you're waxing. Here, grab it here, stretch it out.
And they just thought of another stretching butthole.
You're telling me I need help?
We got an expert right here. Tuesday, will you wax Tania's asshole on the air, please?
No, I say no.
No. Well, you can face the camera.
$450.
I say if you pay me.
You know what? I don't know.
That's not, I mean, I know that's not a lot of money to give a hand job.
Are you kidding me to put my asshole up on live TV right now? This started $1 million.
No. This is the money for me to do it. You can charge whatever you want for getting it done. I'm an independent contractor. You're on your own, girl. Okay? You can charge whatever you want.
It's funny.
I'm just saying for me to do it.
The one thing I can say about these three women, they are very sexual. From the moment I saw them, I said, you just all have a sexual confidence.
Oh, yeah.
You really do. I mean,
we probably all, I don't know about you guys, but I started pretty young.
Part where you get your rocks off now?
I've been getting my rocks off the whole show.
I think there's a difference between sensual and sexual, too.
Right.
I mean, and I think a lot of times guys confuse that because, I mean...
Well, how do you define the difference?
Well, I think... sensuality is what you're seeing in all of us. I mean, we may talk about sex and stuff, but the confidence comes because we're aware of our bodies.
Right.
We're aware of what turns us on. We're not afraid of getting a little shudder. At least I'm not, from when the wind hits me in a certain way and just standing there and going. That's sensuality, and that's confidence, and that leads you into being good at sex.
Right.
I think sexual people are always the ones who are like, "Oh, fuck me."
So I guess I'm a sexual person, not a sensual person.
I don't know. I haven't known you that long, but I think that's where and I think guys are more sexual than sensual to begin with.
Right.
But I think the confidence that women has is more of a sensuality than a sexuality, which is a fine line. But sensuality does lead into being good at sexuality.
You agree with me that these are sensual women. Mm-hmm. Tanya, very sensual, and you, you were in a relationship. You've been in a relationship since I met you, I think. Mm-hmm. Not with a famous, semi-famous.
Semi-famous. Come on.
The mayor from Back to the Future, if we all remember Back to the Future.
Yes.
I don't know if Jenny got the picture that I sent her. I guess she didn't. I didn't even tell her I sent her a picture. But the guy who played the mayor in Back to the Future is your boyfriend.
Yes.
I've got to Google that.
And he's an older man.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Yeah. So
Wait, Goldie Wilson, right? Mayor
Yes.
Goldie Wilson.
Mayor
Yes,
Goldie
see?
Wilson is going out with Tania Estrada.
Yes.
A lucky man. I think did I meet him at the Fishbone thing, at the Angela Moore thing?
Yes, I did. Yeah, did he come out to that?
I think I met him at that.
No, that was Angela Moore.
No, I met Angela Moore, but I'm just saying. Tanya did a show where she worked with Angela Moore from Fishbone, and we both did stand up that night, and I did some poetry that night, and because I knew the guy. But so how do you meet the mayor from Back to the Future, and how does he pick you up?
This is such an awful story. Not awful, just awful.
Like Michael J. Fox, picked up on you and he was shaking too hard, so you went for the mayor, or what?
No, it wasn't even that at all.
I would hope not.
You know, when I first met him, it was just completely platonic, and he was just a friend for a long time. I had met him through.
Come on, this is the impossible dream that no man ever gets.
What? The impossible dream?
How many years were you friends with him?
I was friends with him for about 9 months. And it just happened. Just weirdly happened. It was so odd. Like, have you ever been attracted by the sense of smell?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
So what had happened was I had showed up at this thing that they were having, and I had gotten a limo so I wouldn't have to drink and drive because it was raining. So we went in there to smoke weed, and I went to climb over him in the seat and to go grab something, and I smelled him, and I lost it. I don't know what, and I went from, hey, Holmes, just get in the car with smoke, to I just got on top of him, and I straddled him and put my arms around him, and I just stared at him, and I just went like a creep, like a fucking creep.
I don't think that's creepy.
And then that was it. That's all she wrote, and he's one of the most supportive people I've ever encountered, and especially in what I do, and he's a muse to me. He makes me laugh like nothing else. He's my sunshine in the way that he makes me laugh, but he also inspires me to write a lot of my material because he's so funny. And it's been 5.5 years now.
Wow.
So, and we're 20 years apart. So
I know, yeah. He's So then, but he's still packing in the bedroom, right?
Yeah,
Viagra, or
no, not at all. He's the only guy I've been with in my life, and I've been with guys, my age that have erectile dysfunction problems, all kinds of.
With you?
Well, no, because they have cocaine problems,
Yeah.
testosterone problems, alcohol problems, meth problems. You know what I mean? Hashtag whatever problems, they can't get it out. You know what I mean?
Hashtag
like bill
dick.
problems, hashtag everything, baby mama problems. All the
I'll
stress.
never forget that photo that you put up of that dude that sent on Facebook and sent the picture of you his penis to you.
What do you mean?
Remember you put that photo up of
that guy?
that weird white dude.
Yeah, he's
And
fucking
White
white.
people.
Yeah, fucking white.
And then he's like, what?
Crackers,
He's married with kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just sends her this, and it's disgusting.
It was so gross. I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach this guy a
And
lesson.
she just put him on blast,
How
and it was so
dare
funny.
you. That was
You put his
great.
penis on Facebook?
I sure did.
Yeah.
Good for
And
you.
it
I was
it
like,
was-
and
it
the
was
next
small-
thing
it
I'm
was-
going to do, I'm going to contact your wife and let her know that you're sending these. But first, I will humiliate you in front of everybody.
And it was so small they didn't even report it, huh?
I don't know. How did that go down? I forget.
I don't
how it went
remember
down.
now. I
don't
just
know.
Anyway, where does the time
go?
go?
Fun.
Dude,
Tanya,
9 minutes to go.
I'm telling you. I told you it's going to go by real fast.
You're right.
Tanya, would you sing a song for us?
Oh yeah, where's my guitar?
It's in the lobby.
Oh yeah,
but we'll talk to Nikki and Tuesday while you're setting up.
Okay.
But,
is someone going to get it? Do I walk out?
Reza's getting the guitar. He's got it right here.
There's
your roadie, Reza.
Right.
A very funny comedian in his own part. And look at that.
Oh my
guitar.
gosh, it's like the Lady of Shalott.
Oh yeah, this
Thank you, Reza.
This is a guitar from Luna Guitars. It was a official sponsorship for Ophelia Rising. We got guitars from them for free. Look,
that's a beautiful. Show the camera. That's a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, and this is the guitar I've been just
Awesome.
using forever. Yes, thank you. The new Alante.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Yes. So I have this comedy song that I wrote. All right, cool. I wrote this song. So I'm Chinese Colombian and Black Colombian. My dad's the Black Colombian, but he's very racist, right?
Right.
And
as blacks and Colombians.
As blacks and Colombians are. And he would die like if he knew I had a black boyfriend.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. So I've never.
Your black father would die if he knew you had a black boyfriend.
Yeah. And you know what? Just here recently, I've made mention to my dad. He's 86.
Wow.
And I just made mention here in the last maybe month and a half of something. So
Right.
he kind of knows that he's black. So we'll see how that pans out in the next
Oh, come on.
few
If he
months.
finds out he's in Back to the Future.
Well,
he'll
I'm
be
giving
fine.
him that first before he finds
Right.
out I have tattoos. He
Right.
doesn't know I have tattoos.
What?
So, yeah.
When was the last time you saw your father?
Oh, I always go, a long time ago. It's been a while. I always
Right.
go with a cardigan or just not at all.
Oh, okay. all three of you have fancy schmancy tattoos, but
Oh, yeah.
okay, what is the song called?
So the song was written for Don, for Mayor Goldie Wilson, because I didn't know how to tell him for Thanksgiving that I couldn't bring him home to my dad. So I wrote this song. Kind of like, how mariachis do and they serenade?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Don, this one's for you.
does this move? Oh, it does move. Okay, cool. Right on.
His real name's Don, right?
Yeah, his real name's Don Fully Love.
Don, this is for you.
But and also too, ladies, if you've ever fucked a black guy,
I never have.
No?
We talked about that.
if you've
Tuesday,
ever
you ever fucked a black? No, I haven't, but Tuesday.
Fat or black or fat black? What were you
Fat
trying
black.
to
Have
say?
you ever
Black
fucked a
guy.
fat black
Have you
guy?
ever fucked a black guy? I fucked many a black girl.
So it's awful, huh?
I have.
You have, right?
I never have.
Well, if you've ever fucked a black guy or a fat black guy that you can take home to your dad, ladies, this song is for you.
Or a fat white guy.
Babe, I can't take you home to my dad. Whoa, it's not my fault, it's just 'cause you're black. Whoa, babe, I can't take you home to my dad. Whoa, unless you wanna end up in a body bag. Whoa, babe, I can't take you home to my dad. Whoa, he thinks they're all Africans. Whoa, babe, I can't take you home to my dad. Whoa, but we'll lie to him and tell him you're Dominican. And please don't be angry with me. And please cut me some slack. It's really not my fault. It's just 'cause you're black. Babe, I can't take you home to my dad. Whoa, it's not my fault. It's just 'cause you're black. 'Cause you're black. So there you go.
All right.
Hey.
That's hilarious. That's fantastic.
Yeah, he loves that song. Oh, and then there's this other one. I got this other one. Let me see if I remember.
Yeah, do it real quick.
Okay, I will. So this song I wrote one time. Have you ever broken up with someone and you find like little hairs of them everywhere and you get all sad and you want to start crying?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
this-
I find hairs all over the
Yeah.
place.
I do.
And then you just make a voodoo doll, burn it, and bury it in the backyard. I
Well, okay.
think I disclosed too much.
So this is the song. I wrote this when we broke up one time because I was writing comedy, and I opened my comedy notebook and I found one of his hairs there. So here you go. I miss your nappy hair. It's everywhere, like pubic hair. There it is. Thank you very much.
So I take it Don's not your first black guy.
Huh?
I take it Don's not your first black guy.
No, he's my, define first.
No, we won't tell Dan. Anyway, where does the time go? I knew this was going to be so much fun, and I researched. Well, I stared and masturbated to pictures, all three of you. But I also did research, and I had so many questions. I wish that was a joke. I had so many questions, but the time I knew it was going to be so much fun. Hopefully, we'll have all three of you back
Anytime.
We'll
Sorry, I was late.
No, trust me, it was fine. Tuesday, you have a show at the Clown House, because I was going to talk about your one woman show.
I have.
Because I'm doing my one man show. Your one woman show, Ordinary World, living in San Francisco. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, the shows are Fridays at 10:30, Freak Show with storytelling, characters, musical, comedy, sketch, and stand-up at 334 West Pico at the Clown House, and Saturday at 8 o'clock with just stand-up over at the Clown House, 334 West Pico. And you can see me on the Charlie XCX Famous video, the new Death Cab for Cuties coming out. I've been in Tokyo Hotel, Zac Efron movie, a couple TV stuff. I'm coming up with something on E! soon. So TuesdayThomas.com, at Mama Warned Me on Twitter, Tuesday's Trash on Instagram.
You're blowing up. You do sketch. You do stand up. You're acting. You're in Straight Outta Compton. You play a white protester.
Christian protester. They called me for that, and they're like, I'm supposed to be in Straight Outta Compton tomorrow. Are you sure you got the right girl? I mean, because I didn't remember any white people in NWA, but they're like, yeah, you're going to be a Christian protester. I'm like, aha. There was 5 of us.
I'll bet they were. And by the way, the Clown House is one of my favorite places to perform.
Thank you.
I love that place.
The show that you do is fantastic, and I look forward to performing.
It's
again.
only $5, and we have a bar there, so anybody's welcome to come on down.
It's music, it's comedy, it's sketch, it's a whole show. It's terrific, and also, and there's the Adam Barnhart connection, because Adam Barnhart taught Tania comedy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my sensei.
Yes, and he's one of the best comedians that I've ever seen. I love him.
Insane. His just genius, the way his mind works.
He's fantastic, and
He's so great.
I could talk about him all day, but we only have a minute 36. Tania, how do people get a hold of you?
You can find me on Tania Estrada 334.com, or just Google me, put Tania Estrada, and anything that's going on. You can check my IMDb and everything else.
I recommend you Google and Bing.
Yeah, Google and Bing me. Yes.
And by the way, what is 334?
334 is the old pager code upside down for he. Remember? 334 HEE.
I never had a pager.
Oh, yeah, those were good times.
Had a pager?
I never had a pager. I never rolled like that.
I had it for like 15 minutes, and it kept blowing up, and I was like, this is just so annoying, and that I just threw it down 14th Street and walked away.
just skip by me altogether. But Nikki Wantz, how do people get a hold of you?
All Hail Miss Wantz on Twitter.
And you're not doing your podcast anymore. There's something wrong with me.
I know. I gotta update it. There's something wrong with me. It's still on iTunes, but I gotta update. I've just been too busy.
So you made a guy eat cat litter, but there's something wrong with you.
I didn't make him eat cat litter. He completely did it on his own volition.
I understand, and trust me, I'm going to have all three of you spank me in a second.
All Hail Miss Wantz, Twitter, and ifc.com.
Right,
Mark Maron, their
IFC.
list. I've been writing some stuff for Mark Maron for his show, so check that out. And Twitter, Hi Nikki Wantz, Hey, I think, is Instagram, and NikkiWantz.com. Thanks.
Right, Nikki Wantz. And I was going to ask how you got the Mark Maron gig on IFC, but we'll save that for next time. Do you three ladies want to spank me? I'd love to have that to happen.
I charge, but they can.
Over here.
Okay, all right.
Really?
All right, everybody have a wonderfully creepy week. Bye.
Bye.